Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're here. Okay, today I prepare another presentation about the next unit, the things that we're gonna cover during this unit. Okay, first of all, I just want to say thank you for listening. Let's continue. Okay, here we have, for example, present simple. We're gonna continue with the present simple, but in this case, we're gonna use everyday English. Okay. So this presentation helps you master the simple present. Okay, esta presentación les va a ayudar a ustedes a dominar el presente simple. Okay, you will learn to describe routines, facts, and habits as well. Okay, so let's continue. As we can see here, we have, for example, simple present with he, she, and then we're gonna use they. Okay. For example, he works, okay? He works. We're gonna put it the S in the end because we're conjugating the pronoun he. He works. He works at the bank. Él trabaja en el banco, ¿no? He always helps customers. He enjoys his job greatly, right? Él disfruta de su trabajo enormemente, okay? Now we have she. She plays, we're going to put an S because we are conjugating the third singular person. ¿Cuál es la tercera persona singular? He, she, and it, okay? And then we need to put an S. Tenemos que ponerle una S al verbo, okay? For example, she plays. She plays the guitar. She practices, you see the S? She practices every day. She loves classical music, all right? So now we're gonna use they, okay? For example, they live in New York. They enjoy city life. They visit museums often, right? So here we have the different pronouns we're gonna be using with the present simple, okay? So let's continue. All right. Now we have the second topic. We have, for example, adverb of frequency. ¿Cuáles son los adverbios de frecuencia? Adverbs of frequency. For example, we have 100. Always. Yeah. Always, always, always. Often, often. Sometimes, sometimes, sometimes. Rarely or never. Rarely or never. For example, when we are talking about always, esto significa que hacemos las cosas a un 100%, ya, siempre, always, siempre. Often I would say like 70%, 60%, something like that, okay? Un 70, un 60%, approximately. Sometimes I would say 54, 50 or 40%, all right? And rarely could be like 20% to never, which is 0%, okay? This is how things are done, okay? Más o menos, para explicarles en español, el always va a ser siempre, que sería un 100%. El often va a ser más o menos 70, 60% que se hacen las cosas. Sometimes, a veces. Rarely, rara vez. Never, nunca, okay? Fantastic. Now, we have, for example, we have here, I always brush my teeth. You see? I always brush my teeth. I always arrives on time. Or another one could be, I always go to school. Or in your case, I always go to, I'm sorry. I always go to university, okay? I always go to school. I always go to university, okay? She often, now we have another one here. For example, she often reads before bed. They often go for walks. I would say like, you can also say like, my mom often goes, because we need to conjugate the verb, goes to the park, okay? My mom often goes to the park, all right? Now we have sometimes. sometimes. They sometimes go to the movies. He sometimes cooks dinner. And also we can say, my brother sometimes plays tennis. Digamos que su hermano a veces juega tenis, all right? Play tennis. My brother sometimes plays tennis, all right? And rarely or never, which means rara vez o nunca, he rarely eats fast food. Sí. Él raramente come comida rápida, ¿no? Or we never miss our morning coffee. We have some coffee lovers. So, dice, nosotros nunca nos perdemos nuestro café en la mañana, ¿ok? Perfect. This is about adverb of frequency. Miren la posición, ¿no? Siempre va a ir de esta manera. Sujeto. Oh, give me a second. I'm sorry, guys. Let me delete it. La estructura va a ser más o menos de esta manera. I'm going to put it the structure. We're going to put a subject plus adverb of frequency, okay? Adverb of frequency plus verb plus complement, okay? That's going to be the structure, right? Plus verb plus complement. Let me put it there. That's going to be the structure, okay? Subject, adverb of frequency plus verb plus complement, all right? Yeah, the same for all of it. Thank you. This is all about adverb of frequency, okay? Now let's continue. Now I'm gonna talk a little bit about days and times, okay, of the day. Absolutely. Days, we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Times we have morning, afternoon, evening, and there are many different activities that we do during this time, okay? Hay muchas actividades que hacemos durante por ejemplo, el lunes. ¿Qué hacemos el lunes? Digamos que estamos hablando de alguien de una tercera persona, que sería él. He goes to the gym. Dice que el lunes él va al gimnasio. On Tuesday, she attends classes. Ella atiende o va a las clases, atiende las clases, se presenta a las clases, whatever. Wednesday, they play soccer. Ellos juegan fútbol o soccer. Now, in the morning, she drinks coffee. In the afternoon, he finishes work. In the evening, they eat dinner. All right. So that's the different activities that we do in different times of the day. All right. So you can also say, yo, por ejemplo, aquí les puedo preguntar qué hacen el lunes, el viernes, el sábado, en la mañana, en la tarde o noche. The same activity. So you can practice later on. Después pueden practicar con sus ejemplos. Okay. Now let's continue with the next one. So here we have some like everyday activities that we can do during the day. All right. For example, here we have cook, clean, read, exercise. We have the main kind of activities that we do during the day, right? For example, cook. ¿Qué sería? Cook es cocinar. I cook the dinner every night. Okay, yo cocino la cena cada noche. She cooks healthy meals. Ella cocina alimentos saludables. Clean. She cleans the house on weekends. Ella limpia la casa los fines de semana, right? They clean their rooms. Ellos limpian sus habitaciones. Read. They read books in their free time. Ellos leen libros en su tiempo libre. He reads the news daily. Él lee las noticias diariamente. Exercise. He exercises at the gym. Él se ejercita en el gimnasio. She exercises every morning. Ella hace ejercicios cada mañana, right? So what about you guys? What are the activities that you do? ¿Cuáles son sus actividades? Huh? The most common, I mean, tasks, activities that you do. Now, let's continue. Now we have telling the time. It says like 7 a.m. What do you do at 7 a.m.? ¿Qué hacen a las 7? What do you do at 12:30? What do you do at 6 p.m., etc. Okay? For example, at 7, I think everybody does this. Todos hacemos eso, ¿no? In this case, we're going to use he. He wakes up. You see the S because we're conjugated the third singular person. He wakes up. Él se levanta. He starts his day early. Él empieza su día temprano. What happens at 12:30 or 12:30? She eats lunch. Ella almuerza. She enjoys a break. Ella disfruta de un receso, ¿no? And at this time I happen different activities. For example, they arrive home, ellos llegan a casa. They relax together, ellos se relajan juntos, ¿no? This is how to tell the time, okay? The different things that we do and during the day. Now, next one, please. Now we have questions in simple present. This is very, very important, guys, for you to know. Esto es muy importante para conocer, okay? For example, we have, do you like pizza? Like, we have some, like a comic. Now, this is most important. Questions in simple present. You have, do you, for example, do you like pizza? Do you work here? Do you study at Udmach? Do you travel? Do you play soccer? Do you, whatever, okay? Now we have does he. For example, does he play basketball? Does he live nearby? Aquí, como pueden ustedes ver, chicos, miren, aquí no tenemos, por ejemplo, la S que se le ponía, ¿no? Se le ponía, por ejemplo, si no estuviera este, fuera he plays basketball con la S. Pero ¿por qué no se pone la S? Porque tenemos el auxiliar does, ¿ok? Does he play basketball? Does he live nearby? Does he like pizza? Does he work here? Etc. Okay? The same happens with does she. For example, does she like coffee? Does she study English? Does she live nearby? Does she go to the park? Does she study at university? Etc. And then we have finally, do they like? Do they speak Spanish? Do they travel often? Do they speak English? Do they play soccer? Etc. Okay, fantastic. This is about questions, guys. Okay. I'm gonna give it to you the structure. For example, we have two auxiliaries like do or does. I'm sorry, does. Do or does. ¿Qué más viene? Después de eso viene el subject, que sería I, you, he, she, we, you, they, whatever, plus the verb, el verbo, ¿verdad? Y plus the complement. Y finally, we can put it the question mark. This is how it works, okay? For example, do, the subject you, the verb like, and the complement pizza. Okay? The same here, for example, does, the subject is he, the verb is play, and the complement basketball. Okay? You have an idea how to make questions properly or correctly. Okay? Fantastic. Now let's continue. All right. Let's delete it. Déjame borrar esto para continuar. All right, so that's all about this unit 4. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye, take care.